Beach diffusion exercise. This exercise helps you get space from difficult thoughts or worries. It's especially useful for people who have good imagery, who are able to imagine scenes in their mind's eye. Now, this might seem like relaxation, but this isn't why we're doing it. We're doing it to help you get distance from difficult thoughts. So what I want you to do is sit comfortably or lie on the floor, it's up to you. And if it's comfortable, just close your eyes. If not, just fix your gaze on the floor or on your feet. And I want you to imagine that you're on a beach, a sandy beach. This can be a beach that you've been to before, or it can be one that's completely made up. It's up to you. So first of all, just imagine what you can see on the beach, what you can smell, what you can hear. Now I want you to imagine that you're walking along the shoreline with the waves gently breaking. So just imagine seeing and hearing the waves breaking on the shore. Now what I want you to do is imagine that you take a stick from the sand, and in the wet sand you just write out your name. Just write out your name and just stare at it for a while. And now imagine that the waves come in gently, and they don't get rid of the writing in the sand completely, but they maybe take away a letter or two, take away parts of other letters so that your name doesn't make sense anymore. And now on a fresh piece of sand, I want you to write out a difficult thought. This might be a worry that you've had recently. It might be a self-critical thought. Maybe start off with one that isn't too distressing. Just write this out in the sand. And just stare at it for a moment. Fuse with it. And just notice what emotions this brings up. And now, as before, imagine that the sea comes in and gently just takes away parts of the letters, parts of the word. Doesn't wash it away completely, but it changes what's written there so that it doesn't make sense anymore. Notice if this feels any different. And now do this again with another difficult thought, such as a self-critical thought or a worry. Just write it out in the sand. And then imagine the waves gently coming in and changing the letters so they don't make sense anymore. And notice, does this feel any different? Does this change your relationship with this thought? Maybe remind yourself that thoughts can feel very powerful, very strong, but they don't have to be. They're not necessarily true. And they are just words. And now do this with one more thought, maybe a more challenging worry or self-critical thought. Imagine writing this in the sand and just observing it there for a few moments. And then as the waves gently wash some of the letters away, just notice the feeling change. Does it feel any different? Does it feel like a release? Do you feel more detached or diffused from the thought? And now, just remembering where you are, where you're sitting and lying. And slowly bring yourself away from that imaginary place and that beach. And if your eyes are closed, just gently open them and connect with the world around you. And remember that your thoughts are just thoughts, even if they seem powerful. You can get space from these thoughts.